He's like, wait, I mean the guy that almost got killed on my porch tonight. Dumbass. The reason me and no still listening here. Dumbass came to my porch tonight. Fucking not too bright. Oh, jeez, I'd be in jail. Shoot him. Especially because of assholes like you. People show up at my porch banging on my door. I don't know what the fuck they are. Not cool. Anyways. Pepto-Bismol. I like Pepto-Bismol. Pepto works good. Diarrhea, indigestion. Fuck me. What a creepy day. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing, Angel? Yeah, no. Where you go? Where's your sister? Where's she at? Why haven't I seen her? She's in the bedroom. Indigestion, makes the stomach, and diarrhea. Who cares? I might do McDonald's tonight. A couple bucks left. Wow. I'm gonna pick up meds. World Game Show. 8 minutes left. 8 minutes. Countdown starting. 8 minutes still to 5. Is that where we're at? Yeah, fine, buddy. How'd you get number 1 crowd? That's what I want to know. You're number 1. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. You're going to be the first guy banned tonight? Apparently. Oh, we have another. Now we're fighting for number 1. He's calling me Unc. You seem to be cordial. I think both of you are getting banned tonight. I don't think either one of you is going to make it very far. Oh, and India wants her. India, like the feather or the dot? Either the feather or the dot. Yeah, I've never left the men's clothing. Always been in men's clothing. I don't wear dresses like you and your douchebag boyfriend. Oh no, she retracted it. No, yeah, no, that was me. Yes, no, yours. Bye. Yeah. Have a good with that. Have fun with that, douchebag. How'd that work out for you? Oh no, look at them all. You think they know? They think they know. They didn't know shit. Bunch of losers. Not one of them is real. None of the people that come on my page is real. They come here. They just come here. They're just trolls. Oh, look, let's go fuck with the little guy. Oh, we're gonna fuck with them. Yeah, it's not working out too well for you, is it? Douchebag. Is that working out for you, by the way? Is that working out very well for you? Oh. Indian, like the feather or the dot? Which Indian are you? I'm from India. Who cares? I think anybody is a flying fuck where you're from. I don't think so. Doubt it. I very highly doubt where the fuck they're from. Yeah, you ain't from anywhere. Nobody, anybody gives a fuck about. Oh, look, now we're fighting for the number ones. Yeah. Okay, we got 3 of them now. Three number ones. Look at them. You're at school. Yeah, you know where you're at. It's getting schooled by me. You're getting schooled by me, Bill. Because you're going to be here very long. No, it's 4 number ones. Wow. Look at this. One. We all got crowns. Everybody's got number 1 crowns. Bunch of losers. No, we're all going to get deleted any second. Wow. That's just crazy what they will go through. It's fucking absolutely crazy what they will go through. To get the crown. And you still don't get it because I'm going to delete your ass again. Nothing. Yeah, nothing. Not a zip zero. Fuck out of here. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Not one of them. It just doesn't make sense to me. But that's all these people have. Yeah. They don't have their own. They don't have their own profile. They don't have their own pictures. They don't have their own videos. They can't talk, do their own podcasts. They can't talk live. They don't make their own videos. They just come here to fuck with me. For what? There you go. Vegan. These are vegan videos. Look at this asshole. He is not the only Democrat across the map who has this problem. There's this woman, her name is Abigail Spamberger. Oh, you're all fucking creeps. You are creepy fucking people. Creepy. Losers, douchebags. You got nothing going on. Nothing. Nothing to hold. Yeah, look at this guy. Yeah, you should look at him. Take a picture of him and then look at it in the mirror. That's you. No. Oh no! Everybody's LGBTQ WXYZ. Hey, I know. They're creepy. I know. I can't help it. And I am my cat now. He's sitting there like, what the fuck, dude? Where all these creepy people come from? It's my cat. And he's fed. We got brand new water and food. What are you doing? Don't fucking, I can't tell you, buddy. I can't explain it to you. Come on. To agree something's good. I agree with the other side. I know. I would define that by epic fury. Come out for just creepy as fuck. Even Democrats are like, what the fuck is happening here? People are stupid.
Yeah, I was wrong about him too, Lawrence. I mean, this is the only.
I did too. I didn't like him at first, but boy, at least he's real.
Nobody else in their entire party who will even come close to what he's saying, and I don't understand. Like,
No.
you would think that a Tallarico would try to take a page out of Fetterman's playbook and at least try
they won't.
to trick people into thinking that he's something that he's not.
He's just honest. That's all you gotta do. Be honest. Yeah, which none of you are.
Absolutely no sense.
Maybe 10%. I'd go 95% stupid, 5% smart. Yeah, and it proves it. The numbers are in the books. The numbers are in the books.
Maybe examine himself a little bit too. It's great that he's willing to work across the aisle, but you've got a piece of legislation that 80% of Americans agree with. Get on board.
Well, I think ultimately the issue, Lawrence,
yeah, well,
to it earlier,
I mean, what was it, 77 million, all the red states, the popular vote, every swing state, I want Republicans, so it's not working too good for you. Not working too good for you.
Of course, he'll be back next week. We'll see you tomorrow, Fox and Friends, 6 a.m. Eastern Time.
Here we go. And there we go. Boom. Turn it up.
Harold Ford Jr., Brian Kilmeade, and she once ran over Tom Thumb in a Hot Wheel. Dana Perino, the father.
Perino. Harold. Good people.
Fury blowing the bejesus out of Iran's missile capabilities as President Trump blew the minds of reporters today during his Oval Office meeting with Japan's Prime Minister. He was explaining why the U.S. had to surprise Iran with an attack.
We went in very hard, and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay? Right?
Her face on that one is priceless. Despite Trump's surprise attack, the meeting was light and cordial because just moments before it started, Japan and 6 other allies agreed to his demands to secure the Strait of Hormuz. Reporters also asking Trump about Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Members of Iran's leaders are defecting. What?
Well, we have a man named the Treasury Secretary here, so maybe he wants to discuss it. Does anybody know who he is? Central casting.
We are seeing the defections at all levels as they're starting to sense what's going on with the regime.
There are a lot of military defections there. I don't blame them.
Talk to Prime Minister Netanyahu about attacking the oil and gas fields.
Yeah, I did. I told him don't do that, and he won't do that.
Meanwhile, the media is trying to drive a wedge between Trump and his MAGA base over Iran, but CNN's overly eager data nerd put an end to that debate.
MAGA GOP view of Trump. Approved 100%. 100%. If you are a member of MAGA and the GOP, you approve of Donald John Trump. 0% say that they disapprove. You don't have to be a mathematical genius to know you can't go higher than 100%. He is the 1972 Miami Dolphins.
Yes, the 1972 Miami Dolphins, Dana. You were just saying that before the show started.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. If you know sports,
What did you make of... Actually, that was the first time I saw the clip of Donald Trump mentioning Pearl Harbor. Which is, it kind of shows you that he doesn't have much reverence. He treats the prime minister the way he would treat a reporter or everybody's the same. So he just treats Pearl Harbor because she's there.
It's funny. So Giorgia Meloni in Italy, she is she's got a great face for reactions. If you ever see, like, there's all these memes about her. The Prime Minister of Japan, a little bit more subtle. In a way, I felt like she kind of wanted to laugh, but she, like, 10,000 thoughts went through her mind at the same time. Was sort of like, that's funny. I shouldn't laugh. Everybody's watching me. I don't know what to do. But I also think she's super smart, and she knew that she wasn't going to go into her first meeting with the president at the Oval Office without something to give.
Yeah.
And they're working on it. And I also think that the White House in some ways, and I think maybe behind the scenes, they were a little bit more understanding that all of these leaders also have constituents.
Yeah.
And they have to figure out a way to talk to people, their own citizens, about why they would do this, how it would work, etc. So I think like that got underway today. I would mention one other thing. The media coverage has been what it is, right? If you're looking at media coverage as you and I understand it, everybody at this table, right? We're here, we're doing a show. We grew up, we were just talking about the McLaughlin group. We know that there's social media. I think that the scales have tipped so much when it comes to mainstream media versus how people are typically getting their news now. They're almost all on social media. Sometimes that can be great, but for a lot of it, it's really bad. And that's not just here in America. That is in those countries too. Mm-hmm. And so complaints about the media, they land where they land. They're fine. But I think that the bigger ball game right now is the communications writ large around the world, especially tackling a lot of the disinformation.
That's a great point, Dana.
Thank you.
You should put that in your Great Point Journal.
Yep.
So, Brian, good to see you.
My Great Point Journal is empty.
Yes.
I'm hoping for it up.
But I have a question for you. The approval rating 100% among MAGA Trumpers. Isn't that kind of what Dana's saying in a way? Is that it's a sharp contrast, reality versus social media, where the loudest voices are the critics, but the numbers don't back up their intensity. So you have 3 bold-faced names, 4 bold-faced.
The funniest thing is that you have a day like St. Patrick's Day. That ain't a holiday.
Yeah, what can get booked on other networks or with podcasts who are saying this war is not Donald Trump. He lied to us. He betrayed us. And then you look at the polls, it's between 86, and I've never seen this, Harold. We just saw 100% poll. So you have an NBC poll with CNN's reporting, 100%. And still people are saying, I don't believe it. Okay, let's say it's 85%. So he's pretty secure in what he's doing. You know why, Greg, back to your original point and Dana's, is that if you've been around and reading the paper since 1979, now we get it online, you've seen it around be a problem. Donald Trump is not attacking Aruba or the Bahamas. He's attacking a belligerent nemesis of this country that spend the majority of their time attacking us. Now, think about what's happened over the last few days. NATO is all of a sudden consolidating and saying, we're on board. We have Japan saying, how can I help? We have the Arab nation saying, cripple them, finish the job. And on top of that, we now have a situation where we are killing the most high-profile leaders of a country. And now, by all reports, Scott Bessent aside, they are running for the hills, afraid to go outside. So don't tell me that 2nd and 3rd degrees on the depth chart. You lost your A team, you lost your B team, you see teams running for their lives, and you're hearing about massive defections. Look out for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Persian New Year. Normally they go out and celebrate like every other country. They were told not to. I sense they're going to. And if the siege doesn't come out in the streets and repress that, I think the goal sign is going to be take back your country. Just the beginning. It's a race between the eradication of the energy worldwide and people getting nervous, as opposed to a brilliant military strategy being implemented with the latest, most impressive weapons in the world, helped by AI.
I get to nuke somebody.
Good job there, Brian.
You really mean that?
No.
I think so.
Rosanna, what are your thoughts in general? This is the first time you're on the fight since this happened.
No.
So what's your take on the progress so far?
This is what I felt today. Today was a day of reassurance. We've heard Secretary Hegseth say we're winning, but there's some of us saying, if we're winning so much, why has Iran still got a lot of missiles and hitting some very important targets? Yeah. But today we saw the Japanese Prime Minister. She said to the president, if anybody could bring peace to the world, it's you, Donald. She, on a first-name basis. That was good. Then we also heard from Benjamin Netanyahu, who also reassured the world that this is going to be short, that Iran does not have what it needs to make a nuclear bomb. That's what we're afraid of. And at the same time, listen, we're all dealing with the common sense of day-to-day living, right? Oil prices, going to get your car gassed up, going to the grocery store, prices there. And we keep hearing it's going to be short-lived, the prices are going to come down. And I think if that really happens very soon, I think Americans will feel like this was worth it. But I think right now, I think we're worried. I mean, those of us who live in New York, we remember 9/11. We still have the wounds. So we don't want to see it escalate.
is kind of like no denominator when we're talking about the data. It's like when they say we've confiscated 10,000 pounds of fentanyl. Well, how much is there out there? So every day we keep hearing about all of these bombings and we're taking these out, but we don't know what out of how many. Which is why when you hear the Iran still bombing stuff, it like confuses us. It's like, but how are they still doing this? Couldn't they be a little bit better in telling us like what the progress is?
So good to be with you. Good to be with you. You put your finger on, I think, one of the fundamental challenges. I think when people hear Democrats or Republicans raise questions about the strategy, you shouldn't conflate or confuse that with anyone being for the brutality and terror that this regime and their ability to inflict these kinds of things on people. We all want that done. The question is, what is the strategy to do it? I don't buy into it. I'll know it in my bones. I'll know it. It's in my gut. I'll know that's not a winning.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the context.
Let me just finish. I'm getting to your I think it's important.
Well, this show's only an hour.
So the challenge we have is that Russia is providing them information, and Russia is probably providing them weapons. So when you ask for a metric, the real metric is, what do they have? The reason we're asking the Ukrainians to be helpful to us is because they have shown an ability to combat and counter a lot of this Russian technology and Russian drone technology.
Iran technology that beats Russia.
Right, but they're giving them more weapons. It's the only point I'm saying. You all raised the metric point. We can't fully get it, because if the Russians continue to help them, it's a huge problem. Now, it was encouraging me today to see the NATO nations and Japan say we want to be helpful. I think what we have to do is figure out not the president's strategy, and to give the president the benefit of the doubt. I know he knows what happens when you win and what a win looks like, but you have to convey that to our allies. If indeed we want to eliminate their ability to launch ballistic missiles and arrest their ability to develop a nuclear weapon, we could probably gain an incredible array of support from nations around the world to help us. And then secondarily, how do we police the Strait of Hormuz? We shouldn't kid ourselves. The reason this is as big an issue as it is because gas prices are up. It's because food prices are up. Now, there's no poll ever where I can't get 100% of people in my house to eat ice cream. There's no way 100% of anybody. I
didn't do it.
I know, but
it's on CNN about NBC.
But if it was any other poll about Democrats, you'd doubt it. So this poll here is probably
90.
Okay, it's 98. My only point is this: if gas prices rise $2 starting tomorrow, we'll pull them again and see what people think. We have to be mindful of what Rosanna talked about and what we're talking about. And what I think is not assuring to people is what the president is saying in terms of a strategy. I thought the president was out of line today, saying what he said to the Japanese prime minister.
About Pearl Harbor?
Pearl Harbor. That's not a. Here we are trying.
You think he surprised her with it?
But I think he's shocked.
I know, but Tony Blair was kidding around about burning the White House down when they were touring around with Bill Clinton.
He was wrong too. So President Trump, in the middle of a war, President Clinton was in the middle of a war when he said we're in the middle of a war. He should not. These jokes and these kinds of things. She has to go back home. She might have found it funny, but I wonder if the Japanese people found it funny. I don't think they did it. Okay, well, we've done some. All I'm saying is, if that's the case, then he should have had her in the White House. If we're going to hold that grievance, look, I get it, and no one likes my points. I'm only pointing. If I had your argument, I'd be doing the same thing you're doing to me, kind of, towel slapping him. My only point is this: if we want a strategy that's going to attract the world, because we have to ensure that Iran can never inflict the kind of terror and brutality that they have over the last 47 years. We need a better strategy. I'll end on a point of agreement.
You don't know the strategy.
Neither do you.
No, that's true. But I have some kind of idea that he's done a really good job.
I think the reason
Dana made a good point about Dana made a very good point about that. It's interesting to hear Mr. Carr take on broadcasters, or we take on the media a lot. The real danger in our Wall Street Journal or in-house newspaper editorial lines about this, everybody should read it, is social media and TikTok. Yeah. That's where the lies and the distortions and frankly the outrageous, you and I agree on this, outrageous things are
so out of control.
But Mr. Carr, focus on that too.
No, I'm not going to explain. I was like, can I just have like,
only if you talk like that.
Okay. Now I'm like, what was I going to say? It was such a good point. On the 100% thing, of course, polls, that sounds kind of crazy, but even if it's 98%, I don't think people are saying we totally understand the strategy and we're totally cool with it and everything's fine and we're not worried about anything. I think what they're saying is
we
We
support.
trust him,
Yes.
and therefore we are just.
Which is understandable.
I
Which is
totally understand the
understandable.
strategy, and the fact that there are so many missiles backs up the reason we had to go in. You have a country building a nuclear weapon who was denying it. Now they said 60% enrichment. Who is going to surround themselves with an umbrella of short and mid-range and long-range missiles, building a multi-stage rocket that would hit Europe by 2030, and they're defending themselves so they could have a nuclear weapon like North Korea did, gradually, then hoping the world would accept it, and then eventually holding it hostage. They're a death cult masquerading as a government, and we're seeing it right now.
I'm in agreement with you. I just want a strategy to counter and stop it. We don't have a strategy.
Cut him off.
Cut him off. All right. Up next is Aruba next. Up next.
So anyways, up next, guy shows up at my door today. Knocking on my door. Wakes me up. I was taking a nap. I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning. I think I was up. I took a nap around 3. And I'm sound asleep. Finally got some sleep, and some dude's knocking at my door. And I open my door. It's like you didn't get shot. Yeah, you don't knock at my door at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You just don't do it. Especially if you're not welcome. I don't know who this fucker is, but here he is. Here's some dude. It's not a sales pitch. I was just trying to do work here, and I need your signature. And I'm like, get the fuck off my porch, motherfucker. So I said to him, look at it, I have to shoot him, drag him into my fucking house. Because I'd be in jail. Which, I don't go to your porch. I don't care what you're fucking doing. You don't come to my porch at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and knock on my door. No, I'm too cool. We got a big sign out front that says no soliciting, no. Oh, it's not we're trying to do work here. To get a message from the co-op or the whatever, HMO. Is that what it's called now? I don't know, but that was that cool. I just looked at it. I was like, get the fuck off my porch, motherfucker. Stupid. So, there's my story of the day. The guy's not here. He didn't get shot. Fortunately for me. Because I was about this close to being like, what the fuck are you doing on my fucking porch? Get out of here. And I do. I have a deck to the porch. And I did not want him there. And he shouldn't have came here. We should have known. Get the fuck out. I saw his car. So I watched him drive away like a little bitch. Because he was. So he was a little bitch. You know, here fucking alienated me to fucking, oh, yeah, Islam. Fuck off. Get out of here, pussy. Yeah. Christ. Same guy. I'd shoot him if he came into my door and said, convert to Islam. I'd have shot him. Okay. And that guy came to my porch and said, convert to Islam. He'd be shot. I'd drag him in the house. And the cops would be like, good job. Good job, dude. He'd be out of here. The fuck? What is it with you people? This guy. The guy that came to my house today. I don't give a fuck. If he came here and said he was cutting down the trees that I've been asking him to cut down for fucking the last 3 years, I have the pictures. I've done this. I got all the pictures. Cut down my trees. Get rid of the bad trees. I got widowmakers here. Cut them down. I rent the. I own the property. I rent the land, and they're supposed to take care of it. Next time you hear from me about this, it's gonna be because they're gonna be here cutting down trees. Or hopefully a tree falls on my house, and then they're gonna pay for it, and I'll sue the living fuck out of them. I get 80, 90, 100 grand. I don't know. You know, they'll fuck up my car. I'll get a brand new Charger. You know, I ain't driving a Ford Taurus anymore. I'm driving a brand new Charger. Yeah, and I'm gonna have a garage because they're gonna fucking goddamn pay for it. Get rid of the fucking trees. Yeah, some guy, we're gonna do some shit down the road. Oh, fuck. I think I'm kidding. It's not a joke. This is not a joke. People have no clue what they're doing. That's why I should have ran for president. I'm gonna call them too, by the way. I'll email. I could call her right now. I could call the treasurer, whatever they want to call herself, vice president, dumbass. He quit. Get the fuck out of here, loser. Bye. You're out of here. Kiss my ass. Don't fucking start your own fucking Bible pagan channel. The fuck out of here. Nobody gives a fuck.
It's only $21 million over budget for a state that's 2.9 million.
She mocked the New Yorkers when they left. She said, good riddance, go to Florida. That was in 2022. And then she's like the cad who was caught cheating and said, what are you going to do, leave? And everybody left. And now she can't keep the lights on. So she's begging them to come back. And then she defines patriotism by your willingness to give her money. You're a patriotic millionaire? It makes me... Okay, so this bridge thing, it's like the ornament of government corruption. Millions of people, a lot of cars, chaos everywhere. Science shows the effects of the countryside on your mental health. There was a reason why sanitariums and asylums were in the country. No one is there. It's why Brian Kilmeade's book signings are so calming.
Right. Thank you. I heard that from here. Dan, I made a mistake. I picked the story for Greg, and I should have done that. Can you, out of the three, you tell me where you want to start?
Let me start with Hochul, because what is the value proposition that she is offering for these people who left to come back? Now, I couldn't move to Florida because I can't.
Yes.
I just can't there. I can't. I like to visit for like 48 hours and then I'm out. But also, I know that I live here because I want to live here, but also I have to live here.
Wait, can I just add?
Oh, jeez, what happened? Something happened. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yep, I wonder what it was.
Greg passes everybody out of the jail system. Like, what is she doing to change to bring us back? The other thing is, I'm cool with a wildlife bridge, but this is what I would do in any state, because
nothing.
If these environmental groups and conservation groups, and I put myself as a conservationist, I'm not against this, but it has to be done with private money or nonprofit money. It cannot be a government situation, because that's exactly what happened. What do you think the high-speed rail situation is in California? This is what happens every single time. Government U-Haul, Governors U-Haul, Newsom and Hochul, they have problems, but they're not trying to solve their own problems. They're just blaming other people for the problems that they've caused.
How soon before that
The
wilderness
Democrats
becomes
cause
a
them,
for them?
and then
Absolutely, it's all
they
coming
blame
together. So,
On
Republicans.
top of the bridge.
So, Harold, I know you thought about running for mayor. It's a long time ago. You thought about it.
People on my
This
bad
whole bridge cost $114 million.
Because
$77
I'm
million comes
Republican.
from state money. So this
But
is
if you go on
stories.
Democrats'
These
page,
stories
there's
are why
350
so many
people
Americans,
like,
and that's probably one of the reasons that
Democrats,
Donald Trump was successful in that
Republicans,
2016. People are just fed up with these kind of stories
Yeah.
where tax dollars are being wasted or tax dollars.
What are
even if
you
that-
doing?
Even if it's built, what
We're a
general purpose, what
Democrat
return on
source.
investment do we as
Name
taxpayers
one
get?
thing.
This happens in a lot of places. We highlight this is probably
Name
one of the more
one
egregious
thing.
ones.
You
But when I
can't.
never
That's
understood,
right.
even
You
with
can't.
Governor
I've done
Hochul,
this
and not just her,
multiple
but these
times.
governors, when you see programs or
What are your
initiatives that are working, which is what's so
propositions? What are you
frustrating
gonna
about
do
her
to
state.
make
I know I'm in New York. I want people to come back, but you can't urge people to come back if you're not saying how their tax dollars
This
are going to be
is the
spent.
Democrat.
To Dana's point, to give us more growth, to make our schools better, to make healthcare more accessible, to ensure that we address the homelessness problem in our city. But I'm saying, but there's no the front should be stopped. But tell me how my dollars are going to be. If you're telling me I'm going to pay more to live in New York, this is the greatest city in the world. You tell me to pay to live here, I got to pay a little bit more. But here's what you're going to get: you're going to have the cleanest parks, you have the safest streets, the best schools, the best hospitals, the best opportunities for investment in the city. I'd say, you know what? That's what we're getting. But if you can't point to anything you're getting other than come back and be generous to a safety net system that is bloated, perhaps fraud has infected the whole thing, and we're not making it any better for homeless people or for sick people or for kids who need education. Who in their right mind would sign up for that? But me and Dana, we live it.
Nobody's more than you. Nobody's more than you.
Born and bred here. I love New
You're
York.
already
Last
gone,
weekend I was in Palm Beach,
Doesn't
and she's right.
Did you recruit
gone.
any New York?
I have to say, there were so many New Yorkers there. It was crazy. I talked to the owner of one hotel who told me they had the best February in 10 years. And I said, you know why? You sucked everybody out of New York.
It's also cold here.
There was nobody here. But Governor Hochul has every right to be worried, okay? Because Dallas, if you look at Dallas and the finance jobs that are going there, there are just as many employees who work at JP Morgan Chase in Dallas as they are in New York City. So you want to tax the rich, track the rich. What are the incentives? Because now when you come back to New York City, you got a Mayor Mondani who first says, I'm going to get you, if you make $1 million or more, which I hate to say in New York City, that ain't so wealthy. It's great. I'm not saying $1 million is not great, but it ain't $10 million, okay? And no, seriously, New York City.
Yeah, you're right.
You walk out of New York City, you take a taxi, it's $30 to go 10 blocks. Anyway, getting back to Mamdani. He wants to go after, he can't get personal taxes so far. Governor Hochul holding the line.
If she wins, you watch.
After she wins might be a different story. Then he goes, okay, well then I'm going to raise your property taxes. Everybody's like, you can't raise property taxes. Then he goes, all right, then I'm going to drain the rainy day fund. What are the incentives to come here?
It's a joke.
It's gonna,
I don't think he wants it.
And he's only been in office like 77 days.
And the sad thing is that there are so many New Yorkers who have a competitive spirit and they're ambitious and they want. This could be a great place again.
Right?
But they choose not to.
Can I just say, we were bashing on Donnie, but thank God he's got a level-headed wife.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you see the social media today?
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah. She said a lot of things, including the N-word, so that might come back to
Nazi?
Well,
But she says she's not a public figure. So, pass. Coming up next, John Fetterman says TDS governs his Democratic Party. Don't move.
Wow. To the place I was born, West Virginia, Mount Highway, take me home.
DirecTV got hot. Hey, you know, I played in high school.
Really?
Well, I went to high school. I didn't go to high school.
Anyway, it's never been easier to keep
That
up with
was
your
a
favorite sports
shot
on
at,
TV and streaming apps. So hot.
What's his name?
Wait, there's no ice in yours.
Why would I ruin a perfectly good bath?
Who the fuck's this guy on? He's always got laughs. He can't do movies anymore. He's just sitting there stuff on fucking doing goddamn Yeah, and he was on the
comedian and
Oscars.
former United States Marine.
So what we've
He signed up to
become
serve,
is
but
this
I don't think
guy
you realize
on the
that even after your
Oscars and
service,
doing
you feel compelled to
commercials
serve.
and
I think it's ingrained in
did
everybody.
one
And every
movie.
service member, and it stays with you. And I think that's a wonderful thing, actually. My reserve unit was activated the night of September 11th.
That's what you
I
got.
worked on the rubble piles down at Ground Zero.
Oh, yeah.
And I can close my eyes and I can put myself right back there at Ground Zero.
Wow.
No time has gone by at all. We lost a lot of people that day that didn't need to die. And they were taken from us in a terrible way.
We started the Tunnel to Towers Foundation to make sure that we never forget the sacrifice that was made that day and the sacrifice that was made ever since.
Tunnels to Towers.
We need to remember them. We need to remember the
Dogs
sacrifices of those who responded to save lives that day. We need to remember so that this doesn't happen again.
I adopt
Towers is outstanding.
bring him here, to give him homes,
because
and
the
then
mission
give
started
them homes.
from sacrifice and service
Yeah,
with the
you know,
heroism
I do.
of one man and the strength of that one man's family
watch my Facebook
to honor him. And then the work
Because I don't do it on YouTube.
speaks for itself.
I do it.
Oh my God! I've seen the work they do, and they've been very
Every
consistent.
animal I've had
the way they
has got a
help the
home.
first responders and veterans. Tunnel to
Animals
Towers means a lot
freezing
to
in
me.
the
Personally,
streets.
I think this organization does a really good job of honoring its promises. So that's why I'm involved. There are ways you can help T2T on their mission to do good. Just $11 a month can transform the lives of our veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families. Go to T2T.org for more information on how a small contribution can make a big difference.
I'm feeling more confident about the future.
Joe Biden 2028. Joe Biden, come out here. 2028.
Really gonna think about it. At that point.
Don't just think about a strong future. Plan for one with Voya. Plan, invest, protect.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Pods brings the container to you. Then we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure pod storage center. And you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com.
I'm Richard Karn, and I love my hose. It's my new Pocket Hose Copperhead, the lightweight, kink-free hose that grows while the pocket pivot swivels to eliminate greasing in the spigot. We use 3 unique layers of latex wrapped in our unique interlaced sleeve.
Elon ain't gonna be good.
And when you turn off the water, away it goes, shrinking back to a pocket-sized hose. Get your Pocket Hose today at the Home Depot, Walmart, and on Amazon with immediate free delivery. Order now.
He's gonna open up Mars.
You make me feel so miserable.
We're all moving to Mars.
Flonase relieves your worst
Won't
allergy
have a
symptoms, so
line,
you can start
boy.
feeling better the same day and save your relationship with nature. Flonase.
My dad has never been in better shape. He had a stroke and passed away. He had a life insurance policy. Ethos.com. In 10 minutes, you can be covered with life insurance.
Check your price today at ethos.com.
Gonna blow up my page.
Senator John Fetterman is arguing that his party, the Democrats, aren't being guided by a person, but by their TDS.
Our party is governed by the TDS, and now it's made it virtually impossible without being punished as a Democrat to agree something.
Moron
good,
shit.
or I agree with the other side.
Moron.
And I would define that by epic fury. He could come out for ice cream and lazy Sundays, and now suddenly Democrats would hate it. We would want to vote it down.
And Fetterman knows his party best. The Views, Joy Behar just suggested that President Trump isn't even human, and James Carville is predicting that President Trump will resign.
I think he's just going to quit next year about this time. I think he's just going to walk away. Fiscal condition of the country is beyond in the ditch. The Iran thing has turned into just a catastrophe of the first order.
He doesn't care if there's a war or that people are suffering, or he stopped AIDS relief for people in Africa. Yeah. He's a shell of a human being.
Here's with you, Harold. Is there anybody in the Democratic Party that is being persuaded by John Fetterman?
Nope.
Sure. I mean, there are people in Commonwealth of Pennsylvania who put him in office. I think if you look at the elected class, I think they're probably more. Look, we talked about J.B. Pritzker yesterday. They nominated Democrats, the more moderate people in our party, for those races. I think people realize you have to be willing to listen to the other side and try to work with them. Now, is there a plethora of it? You're right. The supposition, the presumption of your question is, you're right. I think both sides will suffer from this, particularly the elected class. I'm an American first. I'm a Democrat, but I'm an American first, which means as a Democrat, I'm willing to listen to everybody. And if a Republican or Democrat has a really good idea, I think we should figure out ways to embrace it. If anyone has a better idea about how to lower costs, I'm gonna be supportive of it. People have better ideas about how to educate people. I want to be supportive of it. Where John Fetterman is exactly right, where Democrats have to be very careful. And I disagree with something Governor Pritzker said yesterday about one of the things that Democrats should be doing, which is trying to prosecute criminally and civilly Donald Trump. Now, Republicans hate Democrats. There are Republicans who just hate Democrats. If that's your strategy, if you believe and I've said this 2 weeks ago, if you believe you're campaigning to a partisan electorate, Democrats and Republicans alike, and I'm a little more partial to Democrats in this conversation, you're wrong. You are appealing to a struggling electorate, trying to figure out what tomorrow's going to look like, what next week is going to look like, and how their kids can have a better future. If you talk about answers to those problems, you have a much better chance of winning. But if you continue down the Trump derangement syndrome Democrats, we're not going to win. And if we do win, we won't have anything to govern on. And that's the problem in our country today.
Do you think that the Trump derangement syndrome in some ways serves President Trump well? When you look at that number that Harry Anton had in the A block of 100% of Republicans are like, we're fully on board still.
Well, I think, yeah, because Harold kind of points out that you don't get any better if you don't address the addiction that you have. When you take a look at, I'm trying to figure out what purpose does Carville serve? You know, he fills up segments for us. But you know how like panicked flyers have therapy dogs? Dems have therapy jackasses. They're there to help you cope with your TDS. But the problem is people like Joy Behar and Carville, they make your anxiety worse by indulging the addiction. Instead of telling you maybe you should go outside and do something, they tell you you are correct in your Trump obsession. He really is inhuman. He really is a Nazi. And they tell you, like, you know, why does Carville say, you know, he's going to drop out next year? He's going to drop out. And of course he's not. But he's feeding your compulsion. He's telling you don't change. Stick to your misery bubble. The thing about Fetterman is
stick to your misery
it's not about TDS,
bubble.
It's the curse of ideology where you put belief over behavior. You know, he wonders what he's doing wrong. It doesn't matter what he does. It's what he believes. And if you don't believe, then your behavior will be condemned regardless. That means you have to believe Trump is evil. Even if you do good things and you don't, you're in trouble. So, you know, you can, and conversely, as long as you believe, if you're on the right side, you can tell people that you want men and women's spaces. You can let out rapists. You can do whatever you want because, you know, you believe.
He did vote today. Fetterman did vote today to pass through Mark Wayne Mullen to be Homeland Secretary.
Thank goodness, or else he wouldn't have gotten out of committee.
Paul did not.
Yeah, he wouldn't have gotten out of committee. But this is what's amazing. So Pritzker gets behind this woman, Stratton, and Stratton had one of those F Trump ads. Okay, congratulations. He had a lot to do with Illinois senators. And then she stands for Medicare for all, abolish ICE, and fight for a higher minimum wage. And these are the same exciting axioms that get you absolutely nowhere in life. And the last thing is, he wants to do, just when you get away from Donald Trump and have to run about the future, they go back and try to get Donald Trump. It's insane. And they said also, Susan goes, I'm going to go after the corporations that supported Donald Trump. If that's your agenda, I don't see you winning close elections.
What's that?
You know what I mean?
I'm just going to say,
She
I hope
put
that
illegal
Senator
in
has
front
become
of
like the
it.
voice of
Fuck
reason. Just a few years ago when he was running
Ben
against
Harold.
Dr. Oz, everybody was like concerned
I'm
about how
talking
he
about
would be in
immigrants
D.C.
that are raped.
He's really turned out to be quite the leader.
I
But
said
the
my
Democratic
family
Party is having an identity crisis.
They
I mean,
weren't
you know, it's
illegal,
not the same
though.
party of Bill Clinton and John F.
They
Kennedy.
came here
They are now run by basically the socialists, AOC, Senator Bernie Sanders. They don't have any ideas. They just point and say, you know, Trump derangement syndrome, and it's lazy. They have no new ideas.
I thought the mayor of San Jose and San Francisco gave a template on how to fight through it. The mayor of Philadelphia.
Too bad Mom died, doesn't read it.
But you know, you said Bill Clinton and John F. Kennedy, and what's the difference? They were getting laid. That's the problem with the Democratic Party. Maybe if the Democratic Party had more sex, they wouldn't be making everybody's lives miserable. That's the answer.
The founding principle for Democrats in our country in the last 6 years, what Kennedy's saying, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. It could be your city or your community. Everybody wants a handout. And I argue Republicans, there are a lot of Republicans like that, but they're more Democrats. We won't get better until we start figuring out how we're going to make our body politic and our communities and our cities work.
All right, coming up next, this could put a fork in a Democrat's plan to turn Texas blue. James Tallarico once dissed meat and embraced veganism.
You look at my chat room.
Instagram teen accounts.
Look at my chat room. Look at this guy. You hate immigrants. You hate immigrants. Blah, blah. So, yeah. Same fucking thing. That's you hate this. You hate that. You hate everybody. You hate humans. God. It just gets stupider and stupider, doesn't it? I just watching the stupid people make their stupid remarks. They just keep getting stupider. Stupider. Can't fix stupid. Apparently, stupid is stupid. And they're proving themselves as being stupid. Yeah. How's that working out for him? Stupid. Yeah. Smoking bad. Yeah. No, stupid is bad. How about being stupid, motherfucker? Who cares? Oh, God. You know what I can put on? It's fucking a penis in your mouth. You like that, I guarantee it. Because you're gay. How's that LGBTQ WXYZ thing working out for you? You don't know what sex you are? You don't know what, you have a penis, but you think you're a woman. That ain't gonna work out too well for you because I'll punch you in the head. Well, whatever. It's all good. Yeah, fucking. I'm out of here. Not even listening to you.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. Now I have Skyrizi.
And now I'm back in the picture. Skyrizi is the only IL-23 inhibitor proven to help achieve remission. Many viewed in those symptoms in just 4 weeks for some people. Many were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and at 4 years. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help visibly repair damage of the intestinal lining. Don't use it allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infection, or lower ability to fight occur before treatment gets checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's.
Now's the time to take control of your Crohn's. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Before supplements,
as usual,
they
they're
came on
fat
plates.
and
Your grandmother knew this.
very happy.
Fruits, vegetables, simple, powerful. Phytonutrition is what made these foods work. Tiny allies in your body's everyday fight to stay balanced. Real fruit and vegetable nutrition. Not a trend. Just what works. Fight the good fight. Whole food phytonutrition plus balance of nature. The Phytonutrition Company.
Yeah, that's right. My body keeps
All right, there you go.
The
James
big
L.
guys.
Rico. He wants to flip the Texas Senate seat blue, but he might have a hard time in the land of barbecue. Watch this clip from 2022.
Is now existential that we try to reduce our
to
meat
my
consumption
friends,
and that
she
we try
comes
to
out.
respect animals. I am proud to say that our campaign has officially become a non-meat campaign. So we we are only buying vegan products from our local vegan businesses.
All right, Mr. Ryan, after 22, stop being judgmental, Brian. Tellerico's campaign responding by posting this picture and later saying this.
So are you a vegan? This is a very serious allegation to make in Texas. So I want to say this definitively and categorically that I deny all accusations of veganism. And our campaign basically runs on barbecue these days.
Maybe he's evolved. Is that possible?
You people know what Texas you are.
People change their minds.
A lot of people say things that hope they evolve. Look, I think it was funny what he did. The voters there will have to make the decision. I think that people are probably going to be more concerned about gas prices and food prices. But let me be very clear. I eat meat. But for those who want to be honest about things, cows and concrete are the biggest emitters of pollution in our society. So if he had said that, maybe it'd been understood a little bit better. But I met the young fellow. I was impressed with him. I never met him before. He's going to run a heck of a campaign. But keep eating that barbecue, fellow.
Dana, maybe he's changed his stance on.
I mean, if you picked up a Democratic candidate in Texas for Republicans to run against, you couldn't make one better, right? So he's against fossil fuels. He's against me. God is non-binary, and he thinks that trans people can have abortions. And it is sort of weird to me that Jasmine Crockett might have been the better candidate. Jazzy.
Greg, he's gaining in popularity in Texas, which is, cow country.
Yeah, we do have to point out that wearing a mask in 2022, he may not eat meat, but he doesn't have any balls, that's for sure. What a pathetic individual. Look, you're right. If he wins, this is proof of how the liberal exodus from places like California make other states worse, because who's going to vote for him? People that have moved to Texas. It's like 28 days later, you let the infected in to get there.
Texas would never have had, this guy would never have a chance. Why does he have it now? And this is the least of his bad ideas. Like you said, he's part of the carnival sideshow that your party has become, and you really need prominent Democrats to have the guts to say, I cannot endorse somebody who believes or can tell children there are 6 genders, that trans need abortions, that Jesus is non-binary. My God, Texas, if you vote for this guy in, you are done. You're done. I'm never going to Texas. I'm lying.
You said you want to move to Texas in the break.
Yeah, but
Brian,
what's wrong with this guy?
Could it be that so many New Yorkers moved to Texas now, and if I kind of change the way things...
I don't, Rosanna, they keep saying that, and it's just happening. It stays red. He also, have to add this, he also said that it took heat for a controversial 2020 tweet referring to the virus of racism, how white people are guilty of spreading it, and he is guilty of it himself. So, he just doesn't seem to personify what Texas stands for. I'm shocked. I guess he's a good speaker. And Joe Rogan's the one who put him on the map. Before Joe Rogan said positive things about him against his podcast, no one knew who he was. And next thing you know, Crockett's history, and now he's within one or two minutes of Cronin.
He's leading.
And Paxton.
He's leading. I saw he's leading head-to-head against
Paxton. And he's trailing twice.
But for a guy that doesn't eat meat, he's doing pretty well in Texas.
You like him regardless of his behavior. This is my point.
All right. Well, there are guys you like regardless of their behavior.
Oh, no, I don't want any ideology there. Maybe you should think about that. Maybe you should read the Bible a little more.
People are looking at Texas because they hate high taxes. People in Texas may vote for this guy because they want lower prices. And if President Trump can't deliver them, maybe they'll get this guy.
I don't want a country without cows and concrete. I want those things in my country.
There are other pressing subjects, Brian, we have to talk about, like Kevin Hart.
Yes.
He's not a fan of his wax sculpture. Oh my goodness, we'll discuss.
You don't like that one.
This program is brought to you by Voya. Well planned,
go.
well invested, well protected.
See you later.
Now that I've reevaluated my benefits and savings with Voya, I'm feeling great. How's your retirement plan going? Oh, I've been ignoring it and then hoping for the best. Come on, good retirement.
Don't just hope for a strong future. Plan for one with Voya. Plan, invest, protect.
You want to file free?
10 o'clock, Garfield. I'll be back.